Honey, from sign-ups to the sail away party, you want to be ready for embarkation day and all the fixins because it is your first day of your vacation. You paid a lot of money for this Disney cruise and you need to enjoy it. So let's get into all the things you need to know about embarkation day on your first Disney cruise. Hi, this is Kat, and I've got some tips and tricks for you that certainly helped me on my first Disney cruise, and I hope they're going to make life easier for you too. Now, before we get too far into embarkation day, let's think a little bit about the pre-planning that we need to do. You will need to sign up online for the check-in process prior to embarkation day, and that's going to give you the chance to choose the time of day that you want to get there, and just basically allow you to fill out some things online, get your luggage tags, but thinking through what you're going to do on that first day when you're boarding the cruise ship. Some people are going to be able to choose when they board the cruise ship earlier than others because they've done a few Disney cruises before. They're going to tell you when you can check in online. And you also will have the Disney app, and that makes things a lot easier too. So make sure you are checking your emails, make sure that you are going online and looking at when things are going to be accessible to you, because let me just say, the earlier you board, the more you can benefit from all that money that you have paid for this cruise. You're going to benefit because you'll get to eat sooner. Make sure that you choose a time that is earlier. And now that you have selected the time that you're going to start embarkation day and the whole exciting process, make sure you don't arrive too early. Disney is not about letting you get on the cruise ship earlier because you just felt like, oh, well, we woke up early, so instead of checking in at 12, which we signed up for, we're going to get there at 10. You can get there at 10 a.m. if you want to, but I'm just letting you know you've picked a time for a reason, and they are pretty strict about that. When you arrive, you are asked what time is your selected boarding time. And you say, it's 12. Well, they look at the time. You are here at 10 a.m. You cannot get on. So don't go too early because it doesn't really benefit you. Get there about 30 minutes earlier, and that will allow you to actually be able to find where you need to go, and they're going to put you on the right track, okay? And just make sure you're also checking the paperwork and the documents and the emails that you're being sent, because these things can change. So if they advise you to be there an hour earlier or they say only 10 minutes, take them at their word. And if you're concerned, give them a call. But they're telling you 30 minutes for a reason. There are so many people boarding. They've got so many different things going on. So it's not going to help you to get there earlier. You already bought your tickets. You getting on the cruise. So just stick to the time that you selected. Make sure you are aware of your surroundings and aware of all the people and the things that you have with you. I think the excitement of embarkation day can get to us very quickly. So you run to the restroom and you forget your purse on the back of the bathroom door. You are looking at all these other documents that you have for everybody, and you forget to be paying attention to where the little ones are running off to. I'm just letting you know, not from things I heard, but from things I have seen myself. I went on a cruise once, and one of my aunts left her purse in the bathroom. It can happen to anybody. It has happened to me. But we were on the ship before she realized that she had left it at the port before check-in. So, it's not just children and what they're doing. It's just so easy in the excitement of it all to leave things behind. So be present, be aware of your surroundings, and make sure that you are reminding people in your group of what they have and what they need to do. They might be annoyed. I'm gonna let you know, usually my family's annoyed. Why are you asking me this? Y'all forget stuff, and it's just easy to do. So keep this in mind. When you are traveling and you're boarding a Disney cruise, it is all wonderful and fun, and the magic's gonna start getting up in you. You're starting to see all this Disney stuff. Don't forget common sense stuff that you would do anyway when you travel. People are very nice, and it is highly likely you're gonna get your stuff back. But again, you wanna start your trip the way you want it to end, with all your stuff. All right, next on the list, make sure you bring cash tips for the attendants that you're gonna meet. It's embarkation day and you're gonna have your luggage with you. You are not gonna take all of those large bags with you directly onto the cruise ship. So when you arrive at the port of call, you will be seeing people hanging around, and they're gonna be guiding you on where you need to go. Usually the first people you see are going to be the porters or the attendants who will take your bags. So you're going to have your tagged bags, the heavier bags that you're going to be sending to your room, and you will also have your carry-on luggage. So any backpacks, things like personal items, your purse and stuff, those are the things you're going to keep with you. Your tagged larger bags, those are the things that the attendants are going to take. So with that, it's nice to have a tip for them, particularly if you're traveling from a U.S. port of call like Miami or Orlando. There's so many. But I think it's just a nice thing to do is to have some cash tip on hand. That's not included in any other gratuities that you would have on board the ship. So this is why having cash, small bills is very helpful, both to the attendant and just important for this sort of situation. They're going to be helping you out. They're making your life easier because you could keep your large bags with you. It's not fun, and you have to maneuver down hallways and wait until the time that you can actually go to your stateroom. Your staterooms are not typically ready when you first board the ship, and you may not have access to them until maybe a couple of hours before the cruise ship is going to leave the port. So you want to have $5 to give to these people who are helping make your life easier, so you don't have to drag all your stuff all around the ship until you get to your stateroom. I recommend bringing smaller bills, maybe $20, and have that in singles or in fives, so that way it's easier to give tips. Makes your life easier, and it's just a nice way to start. Everybody's smiling and happy as they take your bags away from you. Next, let's talk about the things you're going to keep with you. So your carry-on bags. What are you going to have in them? You only want to have the stuff that you are immediately going to need. This is not necessarily like the carry-on bag that you would take if you were flying, because in a carry-on bag that you're taking when you're flying, you want to have maybe a backup change of clothes. You might want to have all of your cords and things in that bag. Now, you're just talking about what you need for embarkation day, so you may even want to take some of the stuff out that's in your carry-on bag for embarkation day. All you want in that bag are the things you will definitely need before you can get to your stateroom. That would be things like maybe you or if you're traveling with children, maybe y'all want to get up in the pool, so you want to bring your swimsuit. Make sure that that's in your carry-on bag. You definitely want sunscreen, and this is for all shades. Whatever color you are, you want sunscreen because it is highly likely you are departing from a place with a whole lot of sunshine. So make sure you have your sunscreen in your bag. Maybe you want your hat, shades. You probably want to have those on because it's going to be hot. So I encourage you to have your hat and your shades nearby. You don't need pool towels, things like that. They're going to provide those for you on the ship, so you can leave all that stuff behind. Or if you have your own and you really like them, put that in your bag, in your heavy bag. You don't need that in your carry-on. You also want to make sure that you have a water bottle because you will likely be quite thirsty, and yes, you will have access to cups, but it's nice to have something that you can reuse and that you can easily cover. So this makes all the difference. Also bring things like your phone charger. You'll be likely taking a lot of videos, taking a lot of pictures, and sending them out as messages before you depart. This is especially true if you did not buy a Wi-Fi package or some sort of internet package. So definitely make sure you have your phone charger with you. And you may just need to send those last-minute messages to people. And also, if you are bringing alcohol with you, you are allowed to bring 2 750 milliliter bottles of wine with you. You're also allowed to bring 6 12-ounce cans of beer with you. If you're going to do it, you need to bring it in your carry-on luggage when you're first boarding. Don't put that in your checked bags because you won't see it again until you depart, if they give it back to you. They want to check that and make sure that it's on your person so that you are not trying to bring in contraband. Now that you've got your bag sorted out, you've paid the attendant, you've got your carry-on luggage with you, and you are going into the hall to check in, you want to make sure that you have all of your documents ready. You're probably going to be lining up with all the other people in your time slot who are going to be checking in. So make sure that you have everyone's passports out or their birth certificates, their state IDs, whatever form of documentation that they're using to board the ship. You want to make sure that that's out. You also want to make sure that you have copies of those, either copies on your phone or paper copies. but make sure that all of that information is easily accessible and not buried deep into your carry-on luggage. You will need physical documents in order to get onto the ship. So make sure that you have those out. Now you've gone through check-in, you've got your carry-on luggage set up so that you have what you need. Now it's time to get on board. So what do I recommend? Go eat. The buffet will be open. Several different food stations are going to be open on the upper deck where they are serving meals. Go up there and eat. And now it's not probably going to be the easiest process, but it will be busy. I'm just going to tell you, there's going to be a lot of people. You are not alone. However, you can find a place to sit first, have people sit at that spot, and then take turns going to get the food you want. I find it a bit more challenging when everybody decides we're all going to go get food and then all sit down. You're going to find a place to sit. It's a huge cruise ship, so that's not the issue. But if you want to find a place with shade or if you want to be closer to the pool, it is easier if first you find where you want to sit and then you elect somebody to be the person who saves the table and you send the rest of the people on to get food. Or maybe you, like I said, you go in shifts. But find your table, go get your food, come back. Now that you've had something to eat and your nerves have settled a bit, the next thing that you really should do is go around and explore the ship. Find out where things are so that way you're not learning about the ship every day until the end. And now, all right, I guess there's a little bit of that happening no matter what you do, unless you really have a good sense of direction. You're kind of learning about the ship the entire time until you get off at your final destination anyway, right? It is what it is. But I think it's very helpful if this is your first cruise to take that time and explore the entire ship. Make sure you find out where the youth clubs are. Likely you are traveling with children. I don't have any, so I took other people's. But I wanted to know about the youth clubs. They have so many great services. It's amazing that they get staff who know how to work with a wide range of children and their needs. They're really supportive, they're a lot of fun, and they have so many different activities for kids to do all day long. So it's not just like dropping them off and somebody letting them watch TV all day. They really have a lot of activities and things to keep them engaged and involved if they're going to be going to these youth clubs. So they have them broken up into different age groups. So from the youngest babies to those teenagers who are not quite 18, there is a group for them, and they will have activities to keep them happy if they want to enjoy those. Really cool stuff. And they often have the Disney characters come through unannounced. So young people have the opportunity to take pictures with them and meet them and talk with them. It's a lot of fun. You'll learn a lot of really cool things that are happening in the youth clubs and about opportunities for kids to be in the youth clubs when they go to Castaway Cay. They got youth clubs there, y'all. You can't really lose. So definitely explore the ship. Go to the youth clubs. Also, if you are thinking about maybe going to the spa, working out in the gym, what are the adult locations, like the private areas for adults to hang out at the pool, the bars and other locations where adults can go that are child-free? You want to take a look at all of those sorts of things. And it's fun because, again, everybody's just getting on. So I think it's a really great opportunity to get to know the ship better. You can find out some of the activities that you can sign up for and just get a better sense of where things are located when there are fewer people on the ship. And most of them, if they are exploring, most people are really still exploring the buffet. Now, if you know anything about any cruise, there will be a sail away deck party. Disney's is quite interesting because, of course, you're going to have that Disney experience, that energy, all of those characters there dancing, singing, and doing so many wonderful things to make you excited for spending all your money to go on a Disney cruise. So if you are going to be a part of the sail away party, make sure you find out where it's going to be and get there a little bit earlier so that way you can see. Now, we didn't get there as early as we should have, but we were able to see well enough. And especially for the smaller children that we were traveling with, they were able to kind of squeak in and get to see better. But if you and all the people in your group want to be able to see better for the sail away party, if it's on the deck, find out where. There are going to be so many people milling about that can help you. So find a staff member to tell you where it's going to be. There will be announcements letting you know where it's going to be as soon as you get on. So try and get there as soon as you've had some lunch and explored the ship. Go on and make your selection about where you want to be. Because the thing of it is that so many people already know the drill. So they're going to be, finding a good spot where they can sit and see everything, and you don't want to be the last person figuring it out. So each ship is a little bit different, but the basic idea is it's going to be on the deck, and also they will show it usually on that big screen on the deck, and there's several screens usually on these large decks. So you'll be able to see it on the screen, but if you want to actually see the people up close, I recommend you get there early and park yourself. The other thing is, if the weather's not that great and it's raining, then it will not be on the sail away deck. So they're going to let you know which decks you need to be on in order to see it inside. And so again, it's very important you find out where that spot is that you should be in, because otherwise you'll get to see a lot. But there isn't a screen, so you'll be taking pictures from the sidelines, which is what I did. I was by the stairs. But it was great. We had a lot of fun. Just something to note. The muster drill. You will need to take care of the muster drill. And it's very important that you do this because ain't nobody going nowhere until y'all have done the safety drill. So if you can find out where that is and make sure that you know where you should go, I think that's really good. There are going to be so many staff members pointing you in the right direction as you get closer to the time for your muster drill. So it's not going to be too difficult to do, but just set the expectation for everyone that everything stops until the muster drill is complete. So once they start making announcements that you need to make your way to where your muster will be, you need to be doing just that. And now you will find out where your muster location is both in the app and certainly when you check in. There are going to be several times where you're reminded where you need to go for the drill so that you can see the safety procedures on your cruise ship. So now you have an overview of what Embarkation Day is going to be like on a Disney cruise. And I think that there's so many fun things that are happening. It's just important to think about and prepare for what the first day is going to look like. Now, I would love to hear from you. What are things that you think would be helpful on Embarkation Day that people need to know? Embarkation Day is a lot of fun. I hope that it will be for you too, and that it is the beginning of a fantastic Disney cruise.